issue 62 of the official PlayStation 2 demo disc brought to you by the PlayStation Underground. In this issue, see how Bandai is creating an anime movie and video game in one with Dot Hack. If you like gadgets, weapons, and blowing stuff up, we've got all the info on the action shooter Ratchet and Clank. Lara Croft stopped raiding tombs just long enough to answer some of our questions about her new game. And video game composer Tallarico shows us around his home and music studio. Plus, don't forget to check out all the cool moves, downloads, and demos in the vault. Some of the biggest names in anime teamed up to create a totally new experience called Dot Hack. Part anime movie, part RPG, Dot Hack is like nothing you've ever seen before. So exactly what is Dot Hack? Well, that's a little complicated, but we'll do our best to explain.
It is on such a grand scale that it's hard to explain. It takes place in the near future, not much different from today. People from all over the world access the internet, but one day a weird virus pops up and internet activity is banned. But after a while, the ban is lifted. The World is the first game released after the removal of the ban. It is an online RPG, and it becomes extremely popular. In Japan, Dot Hack is a multi-dimensional world depicted through a TV show, a manga comic book, an anime video series, and the video game. Although the time periods and the characters differ in each, the stories all revolve around the fictional game, The World.
Unfortunately, the manga comic and TV series will only be released in Japan, but the good news is the US version will feature the video game and the animated video packaged together. Dot Hack exists on two different levels. The first is a game within a game called The World, a fictional multiplayer online dungeon RPG. The second is Dot Hack's Real World, where you play as a kid named Kite, who was introduced to the internet game by his buddy Yasuhiko. While the two are playing The World, a strange monster attacks the game characters. When you log off The World, you try to contact your friend, only to discover that he's in a coma. You believe that the only way to help him is to continue playing The World and search for a cure.
Even if you can't see it. As long as you know it's there, it's the same thing as seeing it, right?
The online gameplay simulation is so realistic that you use email and message boards in Dot Hack's Real World to get important clues for the game. Of course, that's in the game's real world, not in your real world. Confused yet?
Initially, you only play The World, but when you log off of that game, you see a futuristic computer desktop where you receive emails from different characters, such as Black Rose or Elk. Another interesting thing is that other game players actually argue on the message boards. So Dot Hack has two layers: The World, which is an online RPG game, and the real world, in which Kite and his friends live.
While playing The World, Kite meets a mysterious girl. She shows him how to access a power called the Twilight. Using this power, he's able to change the game around him, as well as potentially influence players in the real world. But the other players in the world don't take kindly to Kite's newfound abilities.
With his new power, Kite is able to do something called data draining, which is kind of like a computer virus. This skill is illegal in the game. Kite and the boss characters have the ability to attack others with their computer virus. For example, if a demon has 1,000 health points and Kite attacks him with the virus, he can manipulate his data and reduce his health points to 150. Also, Kite can create new areas in the game. Usually in other games, when you step outside of a castle, there are vast green fields that you cannot enter. However, in this game, once you step outside of the town, you can create new playable areas yourself by entering a combination of 3 words, such as hidden, forbidden, and sanctuary. The possible fields that you can create are almost infinite. You can learn what the keywords are from reading your email or looking at the bulletin boards in the .hack real world.
Doctor, I was wondering about something. Can subliminal information cause somebody to lose, consciousness?
Another good source of hints to help you get through the game is the anime video. Though the characters are different in the video than in the game, it also contains information about the world, although it focuses more on .hack's real world.
The idea of making a video comes from the fact that you can't see other players while you play online. By showing the real world in the video and the internet world in the game, you can view the story from different angles. We thought we could build a more interesting universe by adding a video series to the PlayStation 2 game.
Hopefully you have a better understanding of just what .hack is about. A game this complicated is best played in stages, which is exactly how it'll be released. Expect the first chapter of .hack this October, but clear your calendar for the next year. 3 more episodes will follow close behind.
Prepare to be transported to a brilliant sci-fi universe filled with imaginative characters, high-tech weapons and gadgets, and unprecedented action-packed shooting adventure. Welcome to the brave new world of Ratchet and Clank.
When we started talking about the ideas behind Ratchet and Clank, this character that rockets from planet to planet with weapons and gadgets, well, weapons suddenly jumped to the foreground. Ratchet lives on a backwater planet out in the edges of the galaxy.
He's a tinkerer, loves to put things together and take them apart to see how they work, very curious.
He's got this really strong thirst for adventure. And lucky for him, he gets to meet Clank, which allows him to travel to new worlds.
And Ratchet and Clank meet each other, but they don't necessarily get along.
Ratchet just wants to go out and blow stuff up and have a good time, and Clank is much more serious about accomplishing his goals.
Showcasing an impressive arsenal of state-of-the-art and radical weapons and gadgets, Ratchet and Clank delivers the future of entertainment here and now.
When you get weapons in this game, there's such immediate gratification. You can go out and blow the crap out of everything.
With the gadgets, we wanted to make sure that there was a lot of different options for the player when they're playing to kind of explore a lot of different ways to kind of cause some havoc and destruction.
There's the Tesla Claw, which shoots a bolt of electricity out, which actually picks characters up and throws them mid-air, and they explode. You've got the Suck Cannon, which allows you to suck characters in and hold them and fire them back out. The Rhino is an acronym for Rip Ya a New One, and you just stand back, fire that thing, and it destroys anything in its way.
I love the Pyrocitor. I'm not sure what that says about me.
One of the most unique weapons we have is the Visibomb.
It's awfully fun to cruise around the level from the bird's eye view and then target an enemy on the ground and just blow them up.
We were really surprised how quickly Ratchet came together. Ratchet started as this really small, scrappy cat-type thing, then kind of a much taller dog-like creature. And what I ended up doing is actually taking these two forms and putting them together, and that's pretty much how we ended up with them.
As artists, we've set a really high standard for what we want to achieve in this game, but it feels really good to know that programmers, the designers, everybody has set equally high standards.
Everybody who comes on board here is excellent at what they do and have really high expectations of delivering excellence.
When someone plays an Insomniac game, they can see anywhere they look in the game, there's an attention to detail, quality, as well as technical performance that is never lacking.
Developed by Insomniac Games, Ratchet & Clank is the development team's first entertainment venture for the PlayStation 2.
We knew we had to come up with something that was going to raise the bar even farther than Spyro had as far as action platformers went. And that's where Ratchet & Clank came from. We're actually expanding the genre. We're trying to break out of what people typically consider the action platformer or character action game genre.
One of the big differences between Spyro and Ratchet is being able to animate this stuff on the PS2.
In a single level of this game, there's probably more art than was in an entire game on one of our PS1 releases.
Every single level of the game, we bring forth something new for the player to do. By the 5th or 6th level of this game, we are up to the complexity of the strongest titles in the category, and there's a lot of levels in this game.
It's a very deep machine. We've written immense amounts of code and assembly language, probably more than 100,000 lines compared to what we did on the PS1. You know, more by a factor of 10.
We can have very rich, detailed environments. We can have lots of enemies attacking you at once with their different behaviors. The AI has become more complex. With the faster processor speeds, we can have many ships and planes and vehicles just traveling through to breathe life into the environments.
There's loads and loads of stuff wherever you look. There's detail, there's movement, explosions. It's a busy world.
We're not just creating these environments and expecting them to sit there and expecting people to say, wow, your polygons are so pretty. The point is, it's alive, and there's a lot going on. It's not a static universe, it's an interactive universe, and you interact with it.
This game has a lot of great things: art, technology, design, power from the PlayStation 2, but the best part of it is you get to blow shit up.
With a team of talented designers, programmers, artists, and animators, Insomniac Games raises the bar and delivers another captivating game only for the PlayStation 2.
When I tell people about what I do for a living, like, that's not work. It's fun.
The Insomniacs don't take themselves too seriously, and people love to come to work and just have a good time, and I think that really is shown in our characters.
Look, plumber's crack.
What did you just say?
I said, look, the plumber's back.
All right, wise guy.
We, as a company, are committed to giving our games a lot of humor. We use a little bit more sarcasm, and the humor's a little bit more biting.
With an immense arsenal of gadgets and weapons, innovative gameplay mechanics, an evolving economic system, unparalleled technology, and vibrantly detailed graphics, Ratchet & Clank is a galaxy-stomping, adrenaline-soaked masterpiece.
We've gone out of our way to make this thing the largest, loudest, most active world we could possibly think of.
What Insomniac has done with this game blows my mind every time I see it. Like, I just sit in awe and stare at the visual material and just the all-encompassing feel that this game offers.
There are a lot of things that the players have to do, a lot of things that players have to keep in mind, but when it comes down to it, it's really just about blowing shit up.
Blow up a lot of shit.
Blow up.
Blowing shit up.
Ratchet & Clank, coming to a galaxy near you.
We recently caught up with Lara Croft doing a teleconference interview from Paris for our adoring fans at E3. She took time out from her busy schedule to get together with the Underground for a little one-on-one. Lara Croft, rumors are that you were dead, so what exactly happened to you in Egypt?
Events were a little hazy. I was trapped in an Egyptian tomb, but the Bedouin tribe rescued me and took me in.
Now, is it true that you murdered Werner von Croy? And if not, do you know who did?
I don't think so, but events at his apartment are pretty hazy. There's a serial killer on the loose in Paris at the moment. Maybe he's involved.
Was he able to tell you anything before he died?
He told me that he'd been asked to acquire a number of 14th century artworks from a mysterious client called Eckhart.
So, Lara, what's your weapon of choice amongst the considerable arsenal at your disposal?
My mind, obviously.
Why did you decide to release the console version of the game exclusively on the PlayStation 2?
Well, I've always had a close association with Sony. They've been involved with me from the beginning, and I'm over the moon that they'll be exclusively helping console game players to join me in the Angel of Darkness.
So what did you think of Angelina Jolie's performance in the Tomb Raider movie?
I thought she was absolutely fantastic, and what a likeness to myself.
Lara, you seem to be sporting a new look. Have you had any work done?
Well, yes, I have, actually. I used to be made up of 500 polygons, but now I'm 5,000. What do you think of my new look? Thank you, official PlayStation magazine, for your support. I look forward to seeing all my fans this November. Bye for now.
If your mom ever gives you a hard time about playing video games, tell her to check out this segment. Tommy Tallarico is the host of The Electric Playground and probably the most prolific composer of music for video games. And to say the industry's been good to him, well, that's an understatement.
Hi, I'm Tommy Tallarico, and this is the PlayStation Underground, and this is my house. Girl Scout cookies? No. Okay, well, come on in then. In here, we have the piano room. And lots of, well, there's one piano. And a lot of times when I'm composing, I actually sit here and just... My big screen TV with the PlayStation is in the other room. So I'll be playing the game with no sound. And then I'll run in here and try to figure out something on the piano, and then I'll run up 3 flights of stairs to go in my studio. So you always know when I'm composing music in my house because you hear these running up and down and going like crazy all the time. This area here is basically where I play all my games. Lately I've been playing Pirates. The cool thing about Pirates is the sound is in DTS and Dolby surround. And in here is the Egyptian dining room, which everyone should have, right? No? I don't know, I kind of wanted to do a Tomb Raider theme. Now entering level 2. Hey, you caught me. Well, this is my bedroom, you know? And I gotta warn you, it's a jungle in here. Now for all the people out there, this is not a real tiger. Everyone should have a 7-foot waterfall, I think, installed in your room. But the thing that's kind of bad about it is that at night, I always have to go to the bathroom. I'm a big collector of art, cells, and a lot of times I get to meet these guys, which is really cool. So, you know, like, for example, I'll get Chuck Jones, like, for Tommy from Chuck Jones. And in here, this is one of my favorite rooms in the house. This is my Spider-Man room, okay? So in here, you'll see all the coolest Spider-Man stuff. Look, life-size Spider-Man. Gotta have life-size Spider-Man. Spider-Man webbing compound. I actually have every single Spider-Man book ever created. Every one, from the beginning. There she is, Amazing Fantasy 15, the very first appearance ever of Spider-Man. Okay, now coming out here, I have an Elvis shrine here. You have to bow to the Elvis shrine. Bow, camera, to the Elvis shrine. There you go. These are all toys from video games. Check how cool this is. Look at this. And you're like, da-da-da-da-da-da, in the rain or in the snow, in the rain or in the snow. Okay. And then we have the arcade. We have the Tron machine. Of course, you have to have Tron in your arcade. And Rastan's another great one. And my favorite game of all time, straight from Japan, Master of Weapon. I think something got lost in the translation. This is one of my favorite machines. This is Baby Pac-Man. Baby Pac-Man was one of the first machines to have video and the pinball on one machine. My dad, the guy's psychotic.
Hey, what are you guys doing out there?
I can't get him to double-click a mouse, but he can play the heck out of Baby Pac-Man, and he whips my butt all the time. It's quite annoying. Okay, now I gotta take you up to the studio, because that's where all the work actually happens. Now entering level 3. Amazingly enough, these are about 90% of all of the video games I've ever worked on. There's over 200 games over the last 11 years. Any musician who has a really clean desk and a clean area, that means that they're probably not working. We have mixing console here. I have my keyboards and samplers hooked up to my computer, to the mixing board, to the digital recorder, into my keyboards. So it's this one big round circle of things, but it enables me, one guy, to do a whole orchestra if I wanted to.
Well, we hope you enjoyed Tommy's World. If you want to know a little more about him, check out our sit-down interview coming in a future issue of the PlayStation Underground.
College football, a game like no other. Steeped in the rich tradition and unique heritage of collegiate competition, 989 Sports captures the power, the passion, and the pageantry of the real NCAA football experience. This is college football the way it's supposed to be played. NCAA GameBreaker 2003.
GameBreaker this year, I think, does an absolutely fantastic job of capturing the pomp and ceremony of a college football game, a college football season, and also a college football career.
You've got the fight songs, you've got the team colors, the stadiums. Those things really add to the environment of a college game. And on top of all of that, we've got Keith Jackson, who is the voice of college football.
This is Keith Jackson along with Tim Brandt, and we welcome you to another great GameBreaker 2003 matchup.
When you turn on the TV on Saturday, if you're watching a game and you hear his voice, you know that you're going to enjoy that broadcast.
The cool thing about GameBreaker 2003 is you could take your small little college school that you're the big fan of, and you could actually build a dynasty by recruiting all the hotshot blue chip high school students and build up your team, and you're climbing the bowl ranks.
They're not only picking up the game and just playing a one-on-one game, they're picking up the game and they're finding, wow, I can play tournament mode, and if my team's good enough, at the end I qualify for one of 27 different types of bowls.
We've set it up to try and take for each particular school to capture the concept that they try and approach. So you get this feel for any particular school if you're familiar with them. The plays that you're running are the same types of plays that they're running on the field every game. The name of the game is GameBreaker, which is taken from the particular players on each team who we've identified with superior skills. These are the guys that have more chance to impact the game than anybody else in the field.
The college stadiums they're pretty much in a state of flux, and they're always changing, and we really have to be on our toes to make sure that they look right. If you look at Florida Gators, they're adding on to their press box, and right now it's a skeleton. They didn't finish it. You just see a bunch of girders, and then next year we're gonna have the new press box there. LSU has this really cool tiger eye that blends right into the grass. It looks so cool. You go to Nebraska, and it's just this big sea of red, and that's the kind of stuff that we really want to put in the game.
There's a variety of uniform styles that surround the whole NCAA college conferences. We wanted the uniforms to represent the schools as accurately as possible, from the special little decals at the back of their helmets to the conference patches on the jerseys, to special school logos that they wear throughout the rest of the uniform.
And you're talking about 117 separate Division I teams. In addition, we have about 62 all-time teams. So we've got about 180 teams to deal with. And that means 180 uniforms, different rosters. And we pride ourselves on every single detail.
You want people to look at the game and just be surprised at how we caught everything, you know? We just got it all in there. There's diehards out there that are gonna notice every little tiny thing, you know? If you're using a logo that's 2 years old or even a year old, we have to really stay on the ball.
You're seeing hundreds of tackles, you're seeing dozens of catches, you're seeing all kinds of different throws. So there's a lot of variation in the game, and it's almost like you're just watching a regular college football game.
Sound-wise, you should be able to feel like you're at the game. And if the crowd doesn't feel the game, then you don't feel the game. If you don't hear the chants, then you don't feel the game.
We've incorporated several dozen fight songs within the game, and we've taken little separate ditties from those fight songs so that during the game you'll hear little pieces of the marching band playing during first downs and long gains and sacks and things like that.
Loaded with 117 Division 1A teams and stadiums, a coaching career mode, blue chip player recruiting, and comprehensive college-style gameplay, NCAA GameBreaker 2003 connects with the same action, the same ambience, and the same emotion found in the real game of college football.
From the uniforms, to the stadiums, to the announcers, to the playbooks, we've captured the essence of college football.
If you like football, you're gonna like GameBreaker a lot.
I love GameBreaker.
It's the way it's supposed to be. It's the way the college game is.
Hi, my name is Saul, and today I'm going to show you how to get some hidden power pellets and the hidden maze out of Bedoying Woods in Pac-Man World 2. Let me show you how it's done. When you reach the first checkpoint, what you want to do is start climbing up this tree right here and hop over to the next tree. Continue to work your way up these branches in order to get to the top of the tree. Once you reach the top of the tree, perform a butt bounce on the blue button. This will pop up the button by the first checkpoint. Now what you want to do is backtrack all the way back down to the beginning of where you started at the first checkpoint. So hop back over to the first tree. And what you want to do is perform another butt bounce on the blue button. And as you can see, this unlocks a hidden power pellet trail. Take the power pellet trail all the way to the next area. Get a good running start from right here to reach the top of the next tree. Carefully walk down here and grab the apple. Now that you have the apple, you want to backtrack right back up to the top of the tree. And now that you have that apple, you can unlock this treasure chest right here. Grab the item, and this will take you to the hidden maze. After successfully completing the hidden maze, You could always go back to the Pack Village at any time and play the hidden maze again in the arcade. Enjoy and have fun.
Hi, my name's Sean. I work at Format QA, and I've got a cool move for you here for the game Shifters that'll let you pretty much go wherever you want to. The key to this cool move is really a matter of rhythm, where you jump, and at the top of your jump, you hit block, continue the cycle, and you can, well, fly. Tops of buildings, tops of fences, wherever you want to go. Just don't fall too far, or it kind of hurts. The most challenging part about this cool move is the rhythm between pressing jump and pressing the block button. The real point is, see exactly how far you can go, and the real benefit of it is it allows you to access areas of the game that you would have no possibility of reaching otherwise. Have a good time.
Hi, I'm Chris Boyd. Today I'm going to show you a cool move for Metal Gear Solid 2. To get the Cyber Ninja suit at the end of the game, you need to get everyone's dog tags from all the guards throughout the game. In order to collect all the dog tags, you need to stick up the guards and have them shake them down. So what you do is wait for the guard to turn around, sneak up on him, stick him up, get in front of him, do the first person view, use your gun. He'll get scared and start shaking. At this point you can kill him or be nice to him. Either way, dog tags will be there, and there you go. Do that about 100 times and you'll get the ninja sneaking suit. Now, in order to get the sneaking suit, you need to get all the dog tags from all the guards throughout the entire game. Best way to do that is to sneak up behind them and stick them up like I did there. Good luck. It's pretty challenging, but it's pretty cool.